3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Movement Project. It's episode 39. So yesterday we talked about the anterior pelvic tilt, and today we're going to talk about the posterior pelvic tilt. So the position that a person is typically in the posterior pelvic tilt is they look like their pelvis is a little bit tilted backwards. They have shortened and weakened glutes and hamstrings, and so that inhibits the activity in their hip flexors and their abdominals. So what we're going to do is work on lengthening the tissue in the posterior chain, starting with some mobilization of the hamstrings, glutes, and the adductors. So I'll go ahead and start with the glutes. I'll go seated on the foam roller. I'll bear all my weight on my crossed hip, so my right ankle across the left knee, and I'm pushing all my weight on my right glute. If I feel an extra tender spot, I want to spend some time just leaning into that spot and breathing. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 minutes on my right, 2 minutes on my left. Then I'll go ahead and start working on the hamstrings. The bottom leg, I'm bearing all my weight into the foam roller. I'm working on all three, so down the side, down the center, down the inside, and finally, after 2 minutes on each hamstring, I want to work on my adductors. So that's the inside of my leg. So I'm going to kind of get in what looks like a hump position and start to roll down the inner thigh. Okay? So all the way from the knee, all the way up towards the hip. Again, if I feel a really tender spot, I'll just breathe in this position. 2 minutes on each side, always favoring a side that feels extra tender versus the other if you have an asymmetry. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is a band of distraction. Try to open up the joint capsule and create some blood flow. So I'm going to use this band. I'm going to put it underneath my heel, cross it over my shoe, back up so that the band is pulling my joint open. What I'm going to do is lie all the way down, breathe here, and just work into a stretch with my opposite hip. So I'm just going to kind of find new positions with this hip, trying to stretch out my glute, allowing the band to open up my hip. And I can contract, relax with that right hip, squeeze my right glute, relax. A couple of minutes in the joint distraction exercise on both legs. And when I get done there, what I'm going to do next is just work into a stretch. All right, so I take my hand, opposite on each side of the shoe, tuck the knee in, couple of breaths, 2-second hold, and then I'm going to see how far I can extend the leg. All right, I'm driving my left leg flat into the ground, trying to keep that knee as close to the ground as I can as I try to extend my right knee as high as I can in the air. 2 seconds in each position. Breathe through it. We got 10 reps on each side. And the last thing that you're going to do is an activation exercise. It's like we talked about. We've got shortened tissues in the back and weakened tissues in the front. So we'll work on our abdominals and hip flexors here. Lying down on my back, I put my feet on the stability ball. I'm going to do what looks like an overhead squat in a supine position. So I'll start with my legs all the way extended. I'll tighten up my midsection. I must keep my back flat, and I'm going to pull my knees in towards my chest as if I were doing an overhead squat. So toes are aligned. Drive the knees in towards the chest. You must only go as far into your chest as you can with your back completely flat. So that's hard to do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, so once you get done with 10, lying down overhead squats, focusing on the brace position, then you've completed your posterior tilt fix. Let me know how it goes. Good luck.